Such a dreary day. Good day for knitting. Hello, dear friends, and welcome to episode 9 of the Dear Friend Podcast. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you are new, hi, I'm Eden. I'm the owner of Yarrow & Co., where I sell my handmade polymer clay charms and watercolor paintings like these ones, and other handmade treasures. You can find me on social media at Instagram as YarrowMail44, or you can find me on Ravelry as YarrowMail. Welcome to episode 9. I can't believe we're getting up there in numbers. The next one will be double digits. So it is incredibly dreary today. So if you're wondering why I'm wearing a toque and a flannel shirt in July, it's very chilly here today, very dreary. And I prefer the colder weathers because you can layer up with your nice knits, and I love wearing my flannel shirts. They are probably my favorite articles of clothing. But this I did knit. This is the Bristlecone Hat by the Knitty Pine, and the yarn is Gingerbread House from Tofino Knit Co. It is super cool. It goes so well with this texture. It's reversible. Oh, sorry for my bad hair. Yeah, so you got this texture, which is the wrong side, or they're both right sides. That's the more textured side, or you can wear it on this side. But I really like this side because it adds to the colorway. Yeah, that is something I made a few months ago. It was a very enjoyable knit. I think hats are my favorite things to knit because they're big enough to be a longer project, like you can enjoy the process of them, but it's not huge that you have to be afraid that you're committing to something really big. And I wear a lot of hats, especially when the colder seasons come around. I wear toques all the time, and I'm Canadian, so these are toques. Yeah. So it's been a little bit, but I am back and super happy to be back on podcasting. What's going on right now? We have the Handmade HolidayAlong, which is still going, and I just closed up the July thread. There were some really cool projects in there. I really loved what people made this month, and I will probably, by the time this video has gone up, I will put up the August thread and what prize that will be. I don't actually have a prize yet. I didn't even think of it. July has flown by for me like a just whoosh, it's gone. So I will be talking about the prize next episode when I have it. You can find that on Ravelry in our Ravelry group. I completely forgot to talk about that. You can go to the Dear Friend Podcast Ravelry group and join in on all the fun there, where we are making Christmas gifts or gifts in general beforehand. This generally revolves around Christmas time and getting all your Christmas knits done beforehand. It doesn't have to be a Christmas gift. And on the Rudy Day, which is the 25th of every month, I am doing giveaway prizes for the finished objects thread for all those gifts. It has been super fun, and I love seeing all of these awesome gift projects being put out. Yeah, if you want to join in, all of the rules and such are on the Dear Friend Podcast group threads. There's a chat thread, and then there's a finished objects thread. Episode 10 is next, and I thought it would be really fun to do a Q&A. So in the comments below, ask any questions you want to know. I will be picking out some questions to answer in the next episode. So knitting wise, I've been concentrating on some certain projects and I got one done. Yep, I did. I've been concentrating on my shorty socks, which are finished, and I worked on my blankets, and I've started a little new project on the side as another gift knit for the Handmade HolidayAlong. So without further ado and all this chatting, let's get to it. So I have one finished object. I finished my shorty socks, and they've already been getting quite a bit of love already, even though I haven't blocked them yet, and neither have I woven in the ends. Oh well. Yeah, these are my shorty socks. I love them so much. I really enjoyed doing a pair of shorty socks because they were way quicker than a normal pair of socks. And peeking out there. And yeah, so for the last time, I mean, maybe not, I love these colors so much, they might come back in another project. The blue is Lupin from Dragon Horde Yarn, and the pink is Barbie from a Homespun House. And they are both so soft and so comfy. I did these on size 0 needles, so it created a nice firm fabric. And I didn't use a particular pattern for these, but I did find a pattern that is pretty much the same. And that is the leftover sneakers. They're just some shorty socks. It's a free pattern on Lovecrafts. I just have the Lovecrafts app, which I absolutely love. And you can put all your patterns from Ravelry as well onto this app so that you have access to them, and you have highlighters and everything, so that really helps. But yeah, so they're just really simple shorty socks that are pretty much like mine if you want a pattern to follow for a pair of shorty socks, and that is by Anya Human. This might be backwards for you, I don't know, but yeah, ANJA, and then her last name is HEUMANN, but I will put the link in the description box below so it's much easier for you. Yeah, I did these 2 at a time, and sorry, they are so scrunched up, but yeah, I'm going to have to block them pretty soon, and I'm interested to see how they shape. My boyfriend's socks, they blocked really well. And I was able to get them to him, and I was able to finish these on time so that we could wear our matching socks. You can see the picture on my Instagram. And he loved them, and they fit perfectly, so I'm super happy about that. Yeah, so my one finished object, but I'm super happy with those, and it's definitely fed my sock mojo to come back, which will probably bite me later, but I'm going to enjoy it while I can. I'm going to be finishing some socks. I have a few lonely little pairs that need to be finished, and I did start a new pair, but these are not for me. They are going to be my gift knit. So let's move on to whips, and I will show you. So my brother, my oldest brother, has been asking for a pair of hand knit socks for a very long time, but the rule was that neither me or my mom was going to knit a pair until he stopped growing, and he's still growing, but I think it's pretty close that his foot size isn't gonna get any crazy bigger. So decided I'm going to knit a pair of socks for him for his birthday. And just see if, for those who know that, he used to edit my podcast and then he got really bored of doing it. So I've been doing it now. And so I can talk about this without worry of him knowing. So this is the yarn. It is very him. The greens, the purples, the oranges are all very him. And here, this is a sport weight sock. And I've got very little to show. I've just cast on the toe, but already like seeing that yarn is gonna be super duper cool. This is, I have the ball band here. Lucky me. This is 100% superwash merino sport weight yarn, 328 yards. This is Cassiopeia from Riverstone Yarns. There's their little ball band. And this yarn is super cool. I'm using a simple sport weight sock by B Mandarines. And I've never knit sport weight socks before, but I'm really interested to see how those go, because they might be faster than fingering weight. And if I decide to knit any more men's size socks, I might go straight to doing sport weight. We'll see how this goes. So far, I'm intrigued. Like, it's a different feeling because I'm so used to doing fingering weight socks. So yeah, that's my whip. And his birthday is in December, so I have some time and we'll see if they get done on time. I will have to try and get them done as soon as possible so that I'm not gonna lose interest and be like, I can put it off. It's in December, and then his birthday comes upon me and they're not done, which wouldn't be the first time. My next whip, I've been doing some work on. I've been doing a lot of mindless knitting because I haven't felt like thinking all that much. So this is my Bits and Bobs blanket, which is getting really big and quite heavy already. It is really big. It does not stretch out on the needles. But oh, it's so pretty. I'm loving this marled, and the minis are going together so well. So the yarn is a advent calendar from last year from Dragon Horde Yarn. This was her Harry Potter advent calendar that she did with her mom. So some of them are Dragon Horde yarn and some of them are Yarn Cafe Creations. Oh yeah, I'm on color 7, which is super cool. Definitely Dragon Horde yarn colors, nice and bright and lots of speckles. This is called Time Turner because each of her minis were named, and I'm using this little scrap of, I've completely forgotten. I don't have the ball band for it anymore, but it's just a scrap of yarn that they don't make anymore, but I found a substitute that I'm going to move on to into this Illimani Sabri, which is 85% cotton and 15% baby alpaca. This is a 100% alpaca, I think, but it's a scrap. They don't make it anymore, so, but they're both cream and it's gonna work out. I was a little worried that this has less of an alpaca content than the rest, but it's a big blanket and the alpaca is in there enough that it's gonna have that warm and fuzzy texture, just like this ball. And they're both cream, fingering weight, so it's all gonna be good. And it's a blanket, like, you're not gonna be able to tell that much. It is so squishy. I always forget how squishy this is until I pull it out again. And then if you can see, just the squish. I always get distracted just by squishing it. I can't wait for this to be done, but I'm very much a process knitter. So the process of this is so relaxing and wonderful, and just moving on to each color is quickly changing, so it's keeping my interest. I highly recommend this pattern and definitely recommend it as a advent calendar project. I always make blankets with my advent calendars, and so far this one, once it's done, it's probably going to become my favorite. I've been considering doing another one, maybe this year. Depends on how far I get before Christmas time for this one. But I might do it again. And I'm just keeping it in this big bucket bag that my mom made me. It's like the nativity, and it's got really pretty gold outlinings in the fabric as my Christmas project. And I've also been working on my other blanket, my Cozy Memories blanket, which I've gotten a bit of progress done on. So for my Cozy Memories blanket, I finished my second square. It's got its nice border around them, and I'm trying to make these all a foot so that when I put it together, it is going to be a 3 by 3 feet blanket. Was it this one that I just finished? Can't remember which one I did first, so yeah, that's 2 out of the 9. And it's so pretty. I really like the border color. I was originally gonna go with like just a plain cream, but then I saw this, oops, dropped my hook. I saw this yarn and its color, and I thought it would go perfect, and it makes the colors really pop at a dark edge. So this is Cascade Yarns Heritage, which is a 75% merino and 25% nylon. And I believe this color was chocolate, but it doesn't give the colorway name, but this is 5639. It is a fingering weight, and it is super soft. I really love it. And I've just been using a 3.25 millimeter hook. And so far, this ball, it might make 4 squares, which is really nice. I have 4 skeins of this. If it just does 3, that's okay. But if it does 4, that will be perfect. And I might be able to put a full border around it in the end. But this one is the newest one I'm working on. And these colors are Midnight Cravings. So I need another hand for this. I'm just going to put it on my face. These colors are Midnight Cravings. And this is Strawberry Rhubarb Pie from a woolen homestead who doesn't dye anymore. But it's such a pretty colorway. I miss them dyeing. And it's going really well with this dark brown border. I'm just doing single crochet all the way around. This is not part of the original pattern, but I just wanted it to be, these squares to be emphasized just a bit more instead of what the pattern originally is just squares. It's gorgeous, and I will definitely be making that version of a blanket one day, but I really wanted this to pop. And this is another advent calendar. Well, most of it. This are just extra minis I had to add to the collection. Most of it is my advent calendar from 2018, and it was from a homespun house, and she did such a great job. So yeah, these two are both a homespun house ones. And I'm just keeping it in this big old bag that, again, my mom made me. She is great at making bags. And I've just been working away at that too. I'm hoping to finish one of these blankets maybe before the fall. Probably not my bits and bobs. This one I could finish before the fall if I really tried. But I'd like one done before I get my next advent calendar so I don't have so many blankets on the go, and actually one done. Yeah. One more work in progress is actually a sweater I finally pulled out of the closet after maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, that has been living nearly complete. It's just missing one sleeve. How ridiculous is that? But I finally pulled it out and was like, okay, I'm gonna do the other sleeve. Here it is. This was my first real thick sweater. And this is the 5-Day Sweater by the Autumn Acorn. Hold on. It is a really nice pattern. I have loved it. Let me see if I can get a good picture here of it. She's got a ton of pictures, but yeah. Super easy pattern. I've loved it so much. I picked it up when I first really started knitting, and I had this yarn that was left over from a crocheted kind of vest that I was doing, and then I kind of lost interest in it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna reuse the yarn and I'm gonna put it in a sweater. And then I didn't have enough, so we had to hunt down this color. This is Cascade Eco Wool in the colorway Gunmetal, and it's super warm and soft. Like, for a wool, I find it's super soft. I don't mind scratchy wools, but this is not on the super scratchy side. It's a little bit scratchy, but more on the soft side, and it's luxurious. And it is just a boxy sweater that you knit the front, and then you cast off and then recast on to do like the little head opening, and then you knit the back, the exact same. It's super enjoyable, and the first time I had done any yarn overs for like the simple eyelet section, I would totally do this again. Even though it's been sitting in my closet for a super long time, I would definitely do this again. Now that I'm more of an experienced knitter, I have more confidence and know that my second sleeve syndrome, if I did these sleeves 2 at a time, the sweater would be done a very long time ago. I changed up the sweater sleeves to do them full length sleeves, because originally in the pattern it's 3/4 length, and it's completely purled, which would scare a lot of people, but I found it pretty relaxing. I don't mind purling at all. I find it just as easy as a knit stitch. So purling this sleeve, just fine. What deterred me from doing the other sleeve is that when I was doing the decreasing for this sleeve, I did it completely willy-nilly because I wasn't paying attention to how many times I was supposed to do it. I just changed it up, and I was doing full length sleeve, so I had to change it up some more. So as long as my second sleeve meets the amount of stitches from the beginning, and I just decrease to the end, sorry, they walked in again. That's okay. I'll be fine. It won't be the exact same, but it'll be fine. And here it is on this side. So far, my only concern is it looks really poofy. Oh, when I pull it out, it's okay. So yeah, completely purling. I'm doing this on size 6 needles on my Knit Picks Caspian Woods, which I love. This is a fully worsted weight sweater. So the body flew by when I first made this. I really enjoyed it. But it's finally getting its second sleeve just in time for the really cold weather. I mean, I could wear this right now here and it would be fine. I probably will. But just in time for fall and going out on the boat, it's 100% wool. So it will be super cozy and it won't get soggy when I get sprayed. Yeah, man, I can fit it into frame. Look at that. So I've been slowly working away on that, and I'm gonna try and keep it as close to the first sleeve as possible, and I definitely have enough for the sleeve. So that might be done next episode. I really hope so. I will try my best to get it done and not get distracted on any other projects. So this episode, yeah, I missed a lot of projects I have on the go right now that you've seen in the beginning when I started podcasting. But this is what happens usually with my projects, is that I have a ton of them, but they will all get their turn getting done. Maybe that's not the greatest way to do it, especially when you're a podcaster. I'm sorry if that bugs you. But they get done eventually, and I enjoy all my projects because the process may take a while, but I enjoy it all. I really do. And I'm slowly gaining my wardrobe of knits. As a newer knitter, I've probably been knitting for 4 or 5 years now. I'm starting to finally finish off stuff and wear them more. Like, I have a ton of hats, but I only have one knit sweater, and pretty soon I will have 2, and my Sensum sweater will be coming right back, and I have to redo the body, but I don't mind that so much. It will be pretty quick. And my Red Moon sweater is gonna be awesome. I am definitely gonna get back into that to finish off those moons, and then it's just going to be knitting, and it's going to be a breeze, and it'll be so pretty. I can't wait for that one. Yeah, thanks for joining me. It was a little bit wild and basically me. I didn't plan this too much. I was just like, I want a podcast today, and I jumped right in. And showing all that I've been working away on for a few days. I was busy with making charms and some painting. So I didn't touch knitting for a while until maybe yesterday. I finally just went out. My knitting mojo just jumped right back in, and I'm getting right back into it. And my crochet mojo definitely is back too. And I did a bit of painting. It has been quite a while since I've been able to take my paints out and work on something. I had a custom painting to do, which was so pretty. I really enjoyed doing that one. But I did do a postcard, which I showed on my Instagram. And I would actually like to know how many people would like watercolor postcards as something that I could sell and do. I love doing them because they're something to just relax on. You can just make a postcard. There's no standards or anything. You just let your creativity just flow right out. Yeah, if you guys be interested in postcards, sorry. Do let me know. So that is it for the knitting. Yeah, I think so. Well, thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm sorry if this was either to mash together, but I really wanted to podcast today. I miss doing it. Yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day and have lots of knitting, and I will see you next time, dear friends.